Hello and welcome. Today is that of the 21st day of May 2019. It's the third video of the day. And this one is going to be, well, hopefully I'll get my third good Litecoin accumulation period in. And I'm playing the game to try to do it. There were two other situations where I had it, or the first two I'm going to talk about. I started trading, interesting, right back at this bottom in here. You can see, I mean, Litecoin was just going straight down in here all the way down, and I was looking at it back in here thinking, okay, well, this is a shit coin. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go. And even when it's down so much, you're like, yeah, maybe it's gonna go up to here and go to nothing, and you never know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But if it's a good coin, when it's down this much, and you see a market that looks like this, it's probably a good time to get into it because in the buy low, sell high ideology. Even if it's going to make more legs lower, say down to here, if that's going to be where the bottom is, well, then great. In fact, hopefully my ratio will let me accumulate more over the next period until it gets there. Because that's what the whole point of this is putting two coins together. I've added another coin to Litecoin. Faster than the Go coin. Much faster. This is the fastest coin I've ever seen. I'm actually curious to see if anyone can find one faster than the such. But as the market would move on, this was because of Coinbase adding it. And what I did before this move happened was I went on to like it hit BTC, and I literally would buy like 40, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents maybe worth of like 20 or 30 different cryptocurrencies just to get a value of how altcoins are doing. Just to put them together, just watch it. And I didn't chat. I'd be like, oh, I did this, of course, as altcoins were going up. So it was like, oh my goodness, this thing was just skyrocketing from day one. And then I got free coins on a fork, and it was Bitcoin Diamond or Bitcoin Black. I don't know. It was the one before Bitcoin Cash. That gave me free coins. It was like, wow, I ended up getting decent profit. But that's nothing much anyway. As far as my accumulation period number one, I was really considering Litecoin when I was becoming very bearish on altcoins. That was back on around this early July, late June, probably in the early July, like July 1st time frame. I was very bearish on altcoins. And this one went down all the way to August the 16th. And I mean, I got bullish around on August the 1st, I suppose. I was cautious August the 1st too, though. But why that date? Well, on July the 31st, when I went to bed, I think I only had two cryptocurrencies. One was Bitcoin and one was XBY. And I was even thinking about selling all my XBY because what I did, well, back on, say, just a random day like June 21st, I probably had like 70 or 80 different cryptocurrencies, maybe 50, maybe 90. But I trade a lot of them for a lot of them at low stakes and so on and so forth. But then during the month of July, I was basically liquidating one by one out. And on July 31st, I wanted to have all Bitcoin, so that I could get my Bitcoin Cash, and I did it. But I sold all my Litecoin. But after the cash was over, August, I started to buy it here and there, and I would slowly accumulate. I remember getting to 10 Litecoin for the first time. It's like, oh man, this is cool. And then I'm like, why don't I just buy like 8 more? Be worth like 18. And then I was around the 18 to 30 number. It was like, oh my goodness, this is sweet. And then and this all the way into like and then this decline in here. So little bit in here, and then again on this decline, I was buying Litecoin, and yeah, I'd sell a little bit up here, but most of it was just the accumulation phase. But it really, really got good roughly around December the 5th of this year. This was when it got really fantastic. And the great accumulation phase happened in an amazing sequence. Hopefully these sequences will work again. I hope they do. Uh, Here we go. Right here. So this is where it started. 2 days down. Now, it wasn't as good as you would think because other altcoins were getting their ass kicked as well. But it was from like 85 handle down to 54. So yeah, I was buying back against the Bitcoin trades, but a lot of my trades, if not practically all of them, were trading them with other coins. But if other coins were only losing 15, 20% maybe against Bitcoin rather, where this one was losing like 30, 40%, it could work out where a few of my buy orders were hitting. And the buy orders were me accumulating Litecoin for altcoins, but it wasn't that large of a day in gains. I mean, a few of my trades, I was crossing on the Cryptopia exchange with orders ready to go back and forth about, I don't know, at least a couple of dozen coins, approximately. XBY being the largest. And I do remember how I was selling some XBY to buy LTC in here. But it got better after this. It got extremely good because, oh, next day gets it all back. And then it's not over yet. Look at the next day up to the 10. It's not over. Up to the 12.8. It's not over. Up to the 18. So during these 4, 5, 6 day periods, it was sell, 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 sell of Litecoin. So all the Litecoin I'm talking about, it's going down pretty good right now. I'm accumulating all of these altcoins, buying XBY, buying Ethereum Classic, buying Komodo, buying this, buying that, buying whatever it was that I was crossing because other coins weren't going up. Not they were about to soon, but they weren't going up. So December 12th, December 13th at tops. But this is when it got the grandest, the most exciting, a period of time I want to be ready for again. And look at all of this exciting action that took place. I mean, it was just fantastic. This was accumulation city time frame, and we're going to go to about here. This is maybe about this. See, all of this exciting action was just going sideways. But if you look back at altcoins, you're like, oh, go to the Verge, go to the XBY, go to Ethereum Classic, go to this, go to that, go to anything. It just seemed that they all started to rally around, roughly around December 12th, 13th, right after this had its rally, and I was able to accumulate those coins with my Litecoin. And now, during this whole time, when this is going sideways, and as magnificent as it was, from January 2nd down to January 5th, because any coins going up, it was a double trade. When one coin is going up, say, whatever percent against Bitcoin in this time, it was a better one than the Litecoin one. And it was just, oh my goodness, the Litecoin I was accumulating during this time was just magnificent because of that fact. So if I can get any type of similar events to occur like this, well, that would just be awesome. I'm going to fast forward this to current, so this is going to zoom by. There we have it. So then, whatever this does, I mean, this is going to move in its harmony, move down. I want to talk about the next coin that I just accumulated. It's called Sky. It's trading at 200. I got it at 202. So I could have got 1% cheaper. That's like nothing of a percent. And some interesting moves. And just like Litecoin when it was down for like so long, this one too. I mean, 20 times more than that actually. You can see here that this was at like 6,100. Now it's at 200. So it's lost 30 times. Yeah, whatever. And we had 320 up to about 700. So maybe this is working its way to nothing. It's a scam coin. If that's the case, well then I'm used to losing bits and pieces here and there. After all, I am a Craptopia investor as well. Getting back, of course, the maximum that I pretty much could have during the time frame that it was reopened over a short window. But throwing that part aside, I'm going to take the chance. And I realize the risk reward factors mean the risk is, well, what I just put in, which is, what does a minimum wage, maybe the amount that a minimum wage worker would make in a week. So nothing too large, but definitely something noticeable to the point that can make a lot over what would hope to be 20, 30 trades later against the ratio. So I bought it here, but what I did first was I checked to see its withdrawal fee on Bittrex, 0.02. Okay, well, that's about as extremely cheap. And it's not 200 Satoshi. No, because there's 6 zeros here. It's 20,000 Satoshi. But at 0.02, well, if it was, that works out to like, well, 20,000, 2,000, like 400 Satoshi to withdraw. That's like almost half a penny or something, third of a penny. So we're talking about cheap moves. Okay, that was fine. So then I went to go to its webpage, examine the wallet. It was one that I had to download, which is fine. And I had to synchronize the chain, and I'm not a fan of that because the very few times I've done it, like 3 or 4, it took a couple times. It took a full day, but this one took maybe a good part of an hour, so that wasn't too long. Okay, so I checked that out. So then I bought a minimum purchase worth 100,000 Satoshi Bitcoin worth. So a hair over 100,000 Satoshi worth I bought. And then I sent a portion of that bit to the wallet that I downloaded. The only bit of time that I would have had to wait for it to get there was about 2 to 3 minutes that it takes for Binance to process it. But once they send it to the blockchain, I'll see it immediately. And it's pretty much confirmed immediately. I'm going to show you my email from earlier today. And at 3:57 p.m. Eastern, I have this Huobi comes in. I should try. I mean, go in there. Don't send me any bits. I traded Huobi for about maybe a month, month and a half for Theta, back when JSnip first talked about it. I actually bought it. So, and I haven't ever since I would sold everything on there, and that was it. I withdrew my funds. I haven't used them since. So at 5 o'clock Eastern time, Binance confirm your withdrawal. So that was the withdrawal that I had, that little bit. And then it says 5:06. Binance deposit success alerts. So it took 6 minutes from the time that I received the email to confirm it. So I would have clicked on this, pushed the confirm button, and then 6 minutes later, I already could trade the sky that I did, because once I went to I get the funds. Okay, now let's send the funds out. Okay, so how much do you want to put in? I put that amount in, whatever, and then I push the send, put my password in, and then I checked Binance about 15 seconds later, and it said confirming one of one transactions, and I'm like, holy shit, that's even faster. And then you can see it was available. And then I got another automated. I don't get many emails overall, maybe 9 a day. Blue Trade, AMI order. Trade now with 0% fee. I'm not going to look at that. So as I was thinking over 10, 12 minutes, I'm like, do I go into it? I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So this was a full buy. I withdrew everything that I have. I have absolutely not one single bit of the Sky on the Binance exchange. They are all on that wallet. But if I need it on there, it's only going to take me about a minute. If not less, 20, 30 seconds. It's definitely going to take me longer for me to load my wallet program, put my password in, send the funds, put my password in again, and then wait about 40 seconds, sell it on the market, buy Litecoin. That's the plan. And see, before what I was doing is I had my buy orders and sell orders ready to go on an exchange. And when you do that, just think of how you're doing this as far as a trade. Let's just assume that you want to trade 20 different coins. Well, I would have maybe 60 Litecoin on there. And these 60 Litecoins have to be in buy orders for 20 different coins. And then these 20 coins all have sell orders to get me on the Litecoin, as I was explaining during that December 5th to really January 14th, 16th for most coins, how that would all work out. But I needed to have a large amount of Litecoin on there in order to do that, which means you're holding them on the exchanges. Yep, now what I'm doing, and I've learned my lesson after, because during that Colcratopia thing, I was back in that game with like 20 different pairings against it, 25 different pairings. And I'd have to have a bunch of Litecoin in. So it worked out that they'd end up taking 43% of the Litecoin that I had for buy orders. And I think to myself, well, overall, was the venture of Cryptopia worth what I lost? It's definitely lower than the gains that I had from that site. But then the question remains, uh, if I didn't use Cryptopia in the first place, I would have put the funds somewhere else. And yeah, whatever. But I know from this point on, I have to be as safe as possible. Which is why if I'm try to trade the ratio, it can be a pain in the ass for two reasons to have to wait 40 minutes, 2 hours for funds to get there. Number one, just the basic element of time. It's time to trade. It's maybe 2:30 in the afternoon and I gotta do this at 3 or I gotta do this at whatever time. Oh man, that's not gonna work out. I gotta leave in 25 minutes. Well, here at least I know I can do it fast. Number two, and this can work in your favor as well. Well, time. Well, why is that different? Well, in this case, if I'm going to have to wait 40 minutes or an hour, and even though I have the time to do it, that means maybe I'm trying to sell at 201 and this thing has just went way up. Well, over that element of, say, this amount of time, the market could end up being over here, and that's good. But then the market could be back down here. And I waited 45 minutes for my coins to appear. And now the ratio's at a point where I can't, it's not good trade, and you have to send them back. Or you're about to get a fantastic trade. Oh, I want a 25% gain. It's at 39. And oh, geez, I got 27 or 28. And that's going to happen. But then again, it can work both ways. It can continue to go further. You're hoping to get a 35% gain, and you get a 47% gain. That's just the fantastic things I'm looking for. But as it plays out, I would rather have just knowing, okay, this is the price, and just being just knowing, just being there. If I know it's time to sell, it's just how I'd rather have it. But the advantage and disadvantages of orders and not orders, not throwing aside the fact that, well, I'll say it. So the advantage of orders is, okay, I'm going to put a sell order here. And if it goes there, it's going to automatically do it. And I can be doing whatever else. I don't have to be at the computer. It's going to do it for me automatically. And as long as I log into my computer 5 to 10 times a week, then I'm going to be able to manage all existing sales. And if I see, oh, 5 hours ago or 13 hours ago I sold this, then I'll put new sell orders in and new buy orders in. And that's fantastic. And what's the advantage of this is what happens at nighttime if something like this happens. See, if you don't have orders, then you're going to miss out on that gain. Where here, oh, I sold it here, and I wake up and I can just do a quick trade back and make profit type deal. Things like that can happen. That's the advantage of having orders in there. Now, as far as some disadvantages, one, the obvious one is you have to have your coins in there to be ready to trade. And of course, if anything happens with the exchange, as was the case with Cryptopia, there you go. But what happens if I have a sell order here and it goes there at 3 in the morning? But instead of doing this, it did this. So now it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever it is when you go to the computer, and it's higher. Ooh, it's better than you wanted. I was hoping to trade it if it got to this little 278 range for whatever ratio against Bitcoin or what just works out here. But now it's maybe 40% better than it was or whatever in that level. That's when I can be like, oh, sweet. Now I can, instead of selling 20% of this amount and make this much, I can now sell 30% or 28%, sell more, and get a better trade on it, thus better return on investment for my long-term gain. And over a span of X amount of days, and what we're talking, year to year is 365, 2 is 700 and change, a half a year is 180. But once you get to those sample size of numbers, I get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 trades of a ratio through, I can get magnificent, fantastic gains, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And of course, by holding them in my own wallets where I control the private keys, means if something's going on with an exchange and they have problems, then, well, at least maybe like Binance is down, I can go to Bittrex if it's trading somewhere else. And I don't know where else Sky is traded offhand. I know that the Go trade is on Binance and a couple other exchanges as well. But I like to have my control on that level, and then again trade it really fast. So now as far as my crosses, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things that I'm trading ratio wise, and a lot of them are Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash Litecoin is traded for high stakes. Bitcoin Cash DGB, it's also traded for high stakes. Litecoin Cash and DGB is traded for very high stakes. It's the highest stake trade of all of them. GRS DGB traded at between low and medium, but high and low. We'll call it high end of low stakes. Litecoin GRS, same thing. Litecoin Komodo, medium stakes. NeoFlow is traded at very low stakes. Dash and Theta is traded at medium stakes. Litecoin Go traded at low, double this, double the value of this, twice as high. And this is the same as Go. So I mean it's low stakes, but a bit more. I probably should have bit more and the Neoflow one, but I'm leaving those on the exchange actually. So I mean, I don't mind leaving a small amount. And GRS on both Binance and Bittrex, I have a bit on there just in case it goes up big. I have sell orders there. So one of the things I'll do is I'll put like 20% of what I own on the exchange and sell it for like double or 80% from where it is now. And if it happens to go there, it's going to be, I can easily manage it for good gains more times than not after that, or I'll just do what I need to do. So for this, I'll put the ratio in. What I got is I haven't made a trade on here yet because I just started it, but I just calculated what the price of Go was. That's what I buy it at. What I bought it at was 202. Price of Litecoin at the time was 1146. So I'm going to open my ratio at 56.73. If it crosses above 70.91, that means Litecoin will be overperforming Go. I will sell Litecoin and I will buy Go. If it goes below 45.38, that means Go will be overperforming Sky. This is Sky. Because I copied and pasted from here. I just copied and pasted other data. So anyway, if the Sky is worth more, well then I'll sell that and buy Litecoin. But it's going to literally take me no time at all to take the Sky from my wallet to the exchange. Cost me hardly anything at all as far as exchange fees. I'll buy the Litecoin, move the Litecoin to my Trezor hardware wallet. I'll then, what I'll do is say for example, okay, how am I going to sell? I'm going to sell like 25, then whatever would buy me back. And actually, this is not right. I should end up doing this. The ratio would be 57, and I'm going to need two decimals now. So then to get the ratio here, I'll just go like this, go like that. And there we have it. So the whole point of it is I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not even shown as Bitcoin against Litecoin as well too. So 7 different crosses with the Litecoin. I may even still add a couple more here and there. I mean, I can only do so many, of course, but I do have enough Bitcoin where I could add a few more here and there. But I'm not looking to right now. If I see anything, or if you let me know and I see something that's really good, maybe I'll give it a shot. But that's what I like to do at the start. Check out the wallet. If I'm happy with the wallet, give it the test run. Uh, Obviously, one of the things, log off, relog back in, see if your passwords are working, do all those sort of deals. And then make sure you are on a legitimate wallet site. So go to the actual, like usually at just check for the HTTPS. Usually it's with the IO website within the coin. Make sure that their website has a link for the wallets and that it's one that you like and all those sort of deals. And then if you're comfortable with it, that's what I do. Then I'll say, okay, I'm going to go with it. So now at this stage, it is game on. We'll see how it goes. If it wins, it wins. If it loses, it loses. But I look at it this way. Think of stuff like a poker tournament. 100 player, 700 player, online, all those 20,000 and 50,000 player ones. How often are you going to profit? 15%, 20% of the time, you're going to lose 80% because, well, 12, 13, 14% of the people pay. Maybe you can do better than average because you're a good player, but even the best players will not cash at an extreme amount. I got to think there's a better than 50% chance this is going to profit for me. But poker tournaments, even though like if you cash, you're probably only going to get like a double, 3x, 4x score because you're probably going to get somewhere near the min cashes as most people do. But if you finish first, second, third, fourth, you get some sick cashes. And these sick cashes are available in this game. I just think the ROI is magnificent. So I already mentioned that I put enough for what would be 1 week for minimum wage pay, so a few $100. Would I go out and play a few $100 poker tournament? Yeah, yeah. But this is a tournament that that you don't play and you sit down to play in one night, one day, or 4 days. straight of whatever. This is like several hundred days in the poker tournament, and I'm going to be down in chips and up in chips through the time during downtrends and the market's going down. It's going to be like, oh, my stack's going lower. And if this coin goes to nothing, then that's pretty much losing my entire investment, we'll say, of this trade, of course. But if this goes up big, Litecoin goes up, it does its up and down chopping, and then I look at my XYZ as I talk about. So X is how many times I can increase both my Sky and my Litecoin. And if maybe I'm able to do well and maybe do about 3.75 times higher on average over, say, maybe 400 days, so a little over a year. Okay, and then maybe at a peak time, say 400 days from now, these coins on average are worth, say, 5 times more against Bitcoin. That means the value is 5 times higher, and I have almost 4 times more. So now I got like 18 to 19 times value from trading this game. Well, Bitcoin prices now are 8,000. Well, maybe Bitcoin prices are 80,000. Well, now that would be 180 or so times. 180x times on a poker tournament is damn good. Did you win it? Did you make the final table? Was that a third place, fifth place finish? And I mean, if you're playing a 300 player game, first place would be what, 100 times? Playing a 1,000 player game, first place is what, 250 times, 270 times? And that's first place. And then if you want to talk about even being sicker, let's just assume this does amazing and you're able to do over, say, we'll say 500 days, because the more days, the more shot your X is going to be higher. Let's just assume you average a 12x move because there was a lot of great volatility, a lot of great movements. And you had like one coin one day went up 200%, so you unloaded 60% of what you owned and got a whole bunch of the other one. Then it went down, the other one went up, and oh my goodness, and that was a big reason for the 12x move. And so many trades. Maybe you had like 70 of them, 60 of them. It was just, maybe this one 50-day period you had like 14 trades. It was just wild profit. And instead of the coins going up 5 times, let's assume they go up 8 times. So now we have 8 times 12. Well, 8 times 10 is 80. And 2 times 8 is 16. 80 plus 16 is 96. That's 96 times. And if, say, Bitcoin goes up to, say, 200,000 or 160,000 for easier math, that's 20 times. 96 times, well, 100 times 20 is 2,000. So 2,000x. The World Series of Poker doesn't even pay it 2,000 times your money back. We'll see how this game is played. Thank you for tuning into this video. I look forward to any comments that may appear within this video. All the thumbs up and thumbs down. I've been getting a few thumbs down ratio lately, which is kind of funny because I'm used to getting none. Like literally pretty much none. Not like I get many views, but I'm used to putting out a video. And on the first, after 40 views, I'm used to seeing like 9 thumbs up and 0 thumbs down. That's like just so spectacular. Anyway, conclusion is now. Ending of the content is now. There'll be another video. There'll be 4 videos minimum tonight. I'll do another one before I go to bed. Probably not much, another one after that. But I look forward to playing the game.